Hi guys, and happy Sunday. Today is Sunday, January 15th, and something is going on with my laptop. Apparently they did some sort of update now. I'm locked out of a few things, so I need to wait until my son gets up to figure out what's going on. So going back to the old way for now. All right, we're going to finish up with doing a card using Around the Bend. This is what I showed you yesterday, some of the different cutouts. So let's go ahead and make a card. Let's go ahead and I have Tahitian Tide, which is 8.5 by 5.5, and I'm going to score at 4 1/4. I'm just going to make our regular card base. All right, we're going to set that aside. And then we're going to cut our white layer. This is 4 by 5 1/4. So this was normally my 4 by 12s that I cut out. All right, let's put this under here for a second. Let's go ahead and bring out the Stampin' Cut Emboss machine. We're going to use the big one because we're going to use one of the big dies. So let's go ahead and grab out our plates 1 and 2 and 2 of our 3s. So just your normal setup for cutting any sort of die. So let's go ahead and put this down. I might have to break out my new plates. These are getting pretty bad. So, and we're going to use this leaf one. I am so fascinated by this leaf one. Just can't tell you. All right. So let's go ahead, put our 4 by 5 1/4 down there. I'm going to do this so the leaves come right up to the edge, but I also want this to get cut on the side so it makes a nice, and remember where that line is. That line is in here, so that needs to be hitting your edge. So I'm going to put that leaf right in the corner there. All right, put this plate down, roll it through. All right, let's go ahead and take that out. And let's go ahead and break apart that one piece. Look how that just falls out. Beautiful. Throw this away. Let's go ahead and close that up. Put that on my seat just for now. Put this back in the case. Don't want to lose anything here. And let me put the plates down on my seat too. All right. Let me grab soft succulent from over here. Here's soft succulent. And what else do I want to use? Let's just start with soft succulent for now. And let me go ahead and use the back side of my piercing mat, because I'm going to go ahead and color some of these. I'm going to start with soft succulent, and I might add some evening evergreen. Now, this is the mini brush, guys. So we have blending brushes. This is the mini. I haven't used them yet, as you can see. I'm going to see if I think it's necessary to have both sizes. Because I'm thinking for these smaller areas, you probably want to have a little bit of a smaller one. And look, I didn't go off to begin with. You're always supposed to start from off and come on. See how I have a little bit of a bloop there? Bloop. All right, let's go ahead and color some of that. Oh, but you gotta be careful, see? This is what I'm worried about. You gotta be a little careful with this. All right. So there's that. Don't like that. Didn't remember about that. So since Evening Evergreen is in the same green family, I'm going to go ahead and use the same brush. Now this, I want very little color. So I'm just going to do on the edges there, just on the tips, and I'm holding it down just so I won't rip any of that off. Because that would not be a good thing to rip a leaf off. All right. I want to really try to make that a little less noticeable. So you know what? I usually don't come back to a light after I've done a dark, but let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to put some green, some soft succulent there so it looks like it's on purpose. And we'll just have it fade off into the card. All right, a little bit better. All right, let's go ahead, cover that up. All right, so let's see how that looks against that. Looks good. All right, so let's also look at our stamp set. I think this is supposed to line up. Let me see if it does. Is it supposed to line up? It's hard saying. Doesn't look like it. But wouldn't that have been fabulous if that had? Yeah, I don't think it does. But you know what? I might just stamp over there just to give that some texture. So let's try that. I wonder if we could use the back side. All right, no, we're just gonna stamp over there. We're gonna do it in the soft succulent. We'll see if we can line it up somehow. Let's see. Let me go ahead and get some here. You know what? I guess I'm gonna go like that. You stamp a whole bunch of times and it's colored. There we go. Not the greatest, but you know what? I'm going, what is it that Sharon Armstrong says? I'm going rogue. Let's put that in that corner there. I think what I want to do now is I'm just going to put this upside down. You know, this is not one of the reversibles, but I'm making it a reversible because I think now I want to go ahead. Oh, there we go. I want to go ahead and just make that all solid. All right, not that I recommend you make your stamps all reversibles, but for me, is a way to kind of cover up that bad idea. And of course, if you have a solid stamp, you can use that too. All right, one thing you want to make sure though, after doing that, is that you clean off both sides. Because remember, that solid side is what usually sticks to your block. So you want to make sure it's super clean. All right, I'm going to let that air dry for a little bit. Because both sides are wet, so it won't stick in there. All right. So now let's go ahead. Oh, and I like that because now it looks like you can see some areas that are white, like the veining's coming through. All right, wonderful. let me go ahead. I have so much left from yesterday. I did a small class, and so let's go ahead. Let's take some evening evergreen. Let me see if I have a smaller piece. Oh, look, I do have a smaller piece that I cut from yesterday. Oh, you could also layer that over. Look how pretty that is. Anyway, all right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a square out of this for a greeting. Let me grab this back out. So I'm going to make this, first off, because I want to keep that beautiful looking thing. I'm going to cut it just straight there so I can use this for something else. All right, so this is about 7/8, and I'm going to do you know what? I'm going to do it bigger. I want to do one of the bigger ones. All right, so I'm going to make this 1.5. Oh, my computer just made a noise. It might be coming back to life. So here's 1.5 by 2.5, which means I'm going to make my white piece 1 3/8 by 2 3/8. That way it's a good layer. Grab out my Stampin' Seal. I'm going to stamp a little saying on there. This one says, just wanted to say thanks. Oh, my hands. Oh, and I got a bad S. Oh, look at that. I have something on there. Let me go ahead and get that off. Another one of those little circles. That's from what I was cutting out yesterday. So yeah, you got to make sure that you have all your scraps in the garbage. See all those little circles over there? Let's try this again. Just wanted to say thanks. We're going to keep on with the little leaf theme. We're going to do this in the soft succulent. And I'm doing a very light coating. I really need to get some lotion. My hands are very... Plus, of course, my sinuses are acting up. So, you know, it's just all hitting me today. All right, make sure that... Let's go ahead and put this on here. Let's go ahead and pop this up. All right, and now let's get out the little baby mini. Should I use the white one? No, I'm going to use the boho blue one. Now, I'm sure you've heard from other demonstrators if you watch other demonstrators. This is one of the join specials. The starter kit is always $99 and you get to choose your products. And this month you are getting, for that $99, there's no shipping and handling, but there is tax, of course. For that $99, you're getting $175 worth of products that you choose. Any items you choose. But if you pay $30 more, if you pay $129, you're still getting that $175, but you're getting the mini Stampin' Cut emboss machine, which it's normally $63. That means not only are you getting $175 worth of products for $129, but you're getting this at half price. That's included inside that $129. So $129, you get this plus $175 worth of stuff. Fabulous deal. Fabulous deal. All right, so let's go ahead. I want to grab out some of these leaves. So I have all 3 of the leaves. Oh, all 4 of the leaves. Yeah. Math was one of my good subjects. Couldn't tell, huh? Yeah, math was. It was one of my good subjects. I was a nerd. All right. So here's for the baby Stampin' Cut emboss machine. You use platform 1, and then you use 2 of the 3s. So let's go ahead. I usually don't run multiples through the baby. I don't think it's as tight as the others, but maybe in these smaller objects they are. So let's see. Oh, and remember you have to stagger these. Let me try going backwards. Oh my gosh. And it's funny because one of the other demonstrators was talking about how the baby sometimes really makes us look foolish. And don't most babies usually make us foolish? They cry on planes. They cry when we're on the phone. It's been a few years. My baby just turned 24, so it's been a few years since that's been the case for me. All right. All right. Hopefully it's underneath there. One of these is gone. Oh, there it is. It always makes me so nervous. Now this did move. Like I said, I don't think the baby is as tight as the other one, but I'm going to run it through again because I need some good, and that one just embosses. So I don't know if I'm really that happy with that one. Not much there. All right, let's try this again. Let's try lining it up right this time. So see how I'm off-centering these? Stagger. You want to stagger. I'm going to put that one down here. I'm not sure if I like that one that much. You're staggering the plates. Now let's try it again. See, that one moved again. I think it just likes moving on its own. All right, I watched him go through. He did not move. All right. Oh, sorry. That was loud. Oh my gosh, sorry. Such a bad sinus morning. All right, let me go ahead. I know. I think it was Kelly Atchison in one of her videos says, if you don't want to get out, take your pick food tool, just throw this down and it will separate them for you. And I usually don't like doing that. It seems abusive to your dies, but when you don't want to get out your pick tool, it works in a bind. All right, so let's go ahead and go in here, get my green glue. You guys know I'm not a fan of green glue, but I'm going to do it here. Wow, can you hear my clocks? I don't Not quite very often, but when I am, I have 3 clocks in my craft room, and they all make that noise. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Should have really blown my nose and done my, not Nasonex, Flonase. Should have done that before I got on. All right, I think that's enough. We'll put those off to the side. And there you are. There's an example. Let me cover up that icky spot there. There's an example using Around the Bend, using the dies as well as the stamps. I was kind of going off of, this is from the mini catalog, page 76. I was kind of going off of this a little bit, but I wanted to focus more on the leaves versus the flowers. But remember, there's always lots of good examples in your mini catalog. Here's the examples on the main point. So remember, there's always, and that's on page 35, you always have examples right by the set itself, but then you also have those bonus examples when you go to the back where the index is. All right, so there was my creation for today. Hope you enjoyed this video. Give me a thumbs up if you did. Send me a comment. Tell your friends. Subscribe. And I might get on later because, you know, I did find my Tropical Blossom set from 2002. So I've been dying to play with it. It's one of my favorite stamp sets of all time. All time. So I might get on later just to do a retro throwback with using that set. All right. Thanks a lot, guys. And have a great Sunday.